Coming up next, it's the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Brooklyn Nets. And now let's get to the call by Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr in Brooklyn, where they are courtside.
Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. First for the Lakers, Rajon Rondo is out there with Green. And in the middle, the long-bodied JaVale McGee. Absolutely elastic. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Davis at the 4 slot. And for Brooklyn, and inside at center, a long 6'11", the sky-sweeping big man out of Texas A&M, DeAndre Jordan. And it's Prince in at the power forward.
You know, a lot of things went right for the Nets last season, but one area they struggled in was handling the Western Conference teams. In 30 chances against teams out west, they only won 13 times.
Rondo with it. Passes it to Green from past the arc. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. And back to the Nets against the West. That number not really what you want if you plan on winning a tough division, Steve, like the Atlantic.
Well, that was the difference last year in terms of who won the Atlantic. The Knicks had a great record against the West, and the Nets did not. So I think to get a high seed, to win the division, the Nets have to have a better record against Western Conference teams this year.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Earlier I spoke with Frank Vogel. He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already. Whether it's passing, shooting, or penetrating, we need our guys in the backcourt to really get up into him, and our bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys, you can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
All right, Doris.
You know, last season, a lot of folks had the Lakers picked as the super team in the West, the team that would maybe challenge Miami and LeBron, but from the start, it just never was a cohesive group and really had one of the most disappointing seasons in the Lakers' history.
Clark, as you said, the Lakers had a lot of lofty expectations put on them, but you never know what's going to happen when a team is put together. And, Steve, they just couldn't reach that bar that was set so high for them.
Yeah, the expectations were so high, Kevin, but injury issues cost them all season long. Nash, Howard, Powell, and, of course, Kobe with the Achilles at the end of the year. And that unit only started 7 games all season together, so they never really were able to develop any chemistry. Still looking for that first bucket here to start the game.
Here's the 3. Count that one. Irving's got 5 points so far.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kevin. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Here's Davis. That one off the back iron and out.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts, trying to take the lid off the bat. Probably the biggest knock on Anthony Davis you could make his rookie season is that he missed a lot of time with injuries, and that's really not something you knock a guy for. Ankle, a concussion. He missed several stretches.
The Nets have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
Well, last year collectively, I mean, this team shot 74% from the free throw line. Pretty low number.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And for Anthony Davis, his slender build, how he weathers the physicality of the NBA in some people's minds, Steve, is a question.
Well, it's always hard to predict when a player comes out of college after his freshman year just how much more he's going to fill out. But he's got broad shoulders. It looks like he's got the ability to add muscle. And I think as he does that, he's going to be probably best suited to play the power forward position long term rather than center.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Here's Rondo. It's a 9-point spread. Rondo off the pick from Davis. Outside, Green. Here's McGee. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, it seems that McGee has been on the highlight reel night after night since the day he got into this league. The incredible leaping ability, the length, the athleticism, really a combination that hardly any big men in the league have.
Yeah, he really shows a lot of energy, doesn't he? He really likes sending shots into the stands. He tries to block balls so hard that I worry the ball will pop at times. I mean, the smack of his hand against the ball is violent. It just doesn't make a soft noise. He whacks it hard, like the ball against a bat in baseball. It isn't just enough to block your shot. He's looking to embarrass you. Now here is Harris. Shot clock at 6. Tipped. Rondo with the steal. Makes it off the glass.
Well, I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Nets leading by 5.
Guys, now with the Nets and the Knicks both playing in New York, it's just added to the rivalry that was already pretty strong to start with. But it's interesting, if you're from Brooklyn and you grew up rooting for the Knicks, who do you cheer for now? It's probably divided some households, a lot of rivalries in families alone. It should be interesting as this team takes further root in Brooklyn.
Kuzma. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
Here's Harris. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Harris has got 7 points. And back to this Knicks-Nets rivalry. The Knicks, Clark, are considered the more established dominant team, but over the last decade, the Nets actually had the better winning percentage, and that might come as a surprise to some. They've beaten the Knicks when you look at the games head-to-head. Clark have had more playoff success.
Yeah, when you crunch the numbers, clearly the Nets are considered the upstarts, but the fact remains over the last decade, as you said, Kevin, they've been the better team, and I think whoever you root for, with both of them playing at a high level, it's a great time to be a Hoops fan in New York.
Well said, it is. And here's Irving. He's got 7. He feeds it to Jordan. 13 feet away. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
And McGee kicks to Rondo. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Rondo's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Nets leading by 5.
You know, it always amazes me, guys, when you look at Rondo, who really doesn't have a reliable jump shot. And yet, because of his quickness, he's still able to get into the heart of the defense and get shots at the rim in the paint. I mean, you just can't do that if teams are giving you space in the NBA unless you have the elite speed of a Rajon Rondo.
And the Nets with possession here. Dinwiddie passes to Irving. Six to shoot. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Difficult to explain that turnover. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did, but he really lost his place on the court.
Here's Bradley. Well, back to Rondo, Steve. How is he able to get in the lane like that, even with the defense sagging back and knowing he's going to do what he's going to do?
You know, he's incredibly clever with the ball. He's quick. He's savvy. He's And, you know, sometimes when you sag back, it actually gives the offensive player room to accelerate. And so Rondo kind of goes right at you and then gives you that little Ginobili sidestep and gets to the rim.
Fun player to watch, isn't it?
Sure is.
Nets have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Bradley against Irving. Bradley with some nice D.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Outside, Davis. Dishes to Bradley. Clock at 6. Pass to Howard. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Outside Bradley. Outside for Davis. The 3 ball. Gets it to go. He's got 8.
That's his 3rd make in 4 attempts, guys, so quick start for the game.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. To the paint. Here's Allen. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Allen's got his first 2 points. 17 seconds left to play here in the first. And it's Bradley off the drive. Leads him in there. And Davis puts it in.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
Chandler outside. No good from outside. And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play.
Well, for the Lakers last season, it seemed there was so much turmoil throughout the year. Injuries, coaching-wise, changes in the offense. They never were able to really gain any momentum. They made a decent run at the end of the season, but that didn't carry over into the postseason when they were swept by the Lakers in the first round.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
As you know, guys, Kevin Durant was the runner-up to LeBron James in MVP voting last season. Elite company, but for Durant, it's not good enough. He said, quote, "I've been second my whole life. I was the second best player in high school. I was the second pick in the draft. I've been second in the MVP voting 3 times. I came in second in the finals. I'm tired of being second." And as for his friendship with LeBron, Durant said, "I'm not taking it easy on him." Guys, sounds like he's taking no prisoners this season.
A scary thought. Thanks, Doris. And I think going back to D'Antoni and the Lakers, that Howard and Gasol were made more than a little disgruntled. With how Clark he made use or didn't make use of them offensively.
You know, the Lakers brought in D'Antoni to try to emphasize Steve Nash and his role in the offense, but I think they neglected how that would affect the 7-footers. Didn't do a really good job of incorporating those guys, and when you got Kobe getting his shots, that's a tough dynamic to work through.
Number 13, covered by LeBron. And there's the pass to Dinwiddie. The 19-footer is on the money. Dinwiddie's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Nets.
Well, Kevin, he's got such a great focus as a shooter. He's a very frustrating player to guard because unless you actually block his shot, you are not going to get in his head and affect him.
And something else he does is he's great off the dribble. He can take it to the rack or pull up. So as a defender, you don't know how to play it.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Russo's checked in for Avery Bradley. Pass to LaRusso. Kicks it to LeBron. No one near him. Good on the jump shot. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Here's Temple. He's guarded by LaRusso. Feeds to Temple. And the layup's good off the glass. Here's LaRusso. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. The 10-footer. Changes up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And the fact that they're playing well close to the hoop, finding points in the paint, I mean, they've got it all going tonight.
Allen's checked in for Brooklyn.
And up and down season for the Nets last year, and the playoffs were just more of the same. They ended up getting knocked out by the Bulls in the only first-round matchup that went to 7 games.
Lakers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Here is Cook, defended by Dinwiddie. LeBron outside. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Passes it to LaRusso. LeBron drives in. 5 on the clock. From the arc. Hits the bucket. LeBron's got 5 now. Well, back to the Nets in the playoffs. They lost a game at Barclays early and looked to be on the ropes down 3-1 after 4 games, but they did well just to steal one in Chicago and force a game 7.
What a strange series that was. The Bulls made that miracle comeback behind Nate Robinson in 1 game and then ended up going on the road to Brooklyn and winning game 7. What a disappointment for the Nets in their debut season in Brooklyn.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Well, if you're going to set a screen like that, you've got to make sure your feet are set.
I agree with you, and I thought maybe he was set that time, Steve. I thought it was a good screen on his part.
Anthony Davis, he's checked in for the Lakers. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Jared Dudley out of Boston College in his 7th season already. A smart vet who knows where to be defensively. He knocks down shots. I like his game. He's a winning player because he does a lot of little things and is always ready to step into his role.
And the Nets miss again. Lakers leading by 3. They set the pick. Here's Cook. Offensive rebound. James. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And they're sharing the ball, too, which I love. They're piling up the assist. We're seeing great offensive movement.
That free throw, no good. And for Jared Dudley, Steve, you had a chance to be around him in your time in Phoenix.
Yeah. Traded for him. That was the Raja Bell, Boris Diaw for Jason Richardson and Dudley trade. Pretty good deal for both teams, really. But Dudley came into his own when he arrived in Phoenix. Developed that three-point shot, but had always been a guy respected for his defense, for his work ethic, and his basketball IQ.
Former ACC Player of the Year. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Yes, guys, the Brooklyn Nets going all in this season. With a team payroll of about $100 million, they have an additional luxury tax bill of around $75 million. Guys, the owner's sparing no expense in constructing this roster. But no question, a high burden of expectation for what they'll achieve. It's championship or bust.
No doubt about that. Thank you, Doris. Here's Harris after the made shot from Cook. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
You know, offensively last season, guys, the Lakers just never seemed to be able to get out of their own way. I mean, they had the worst turnover ratio in the league, and they really struggled to take care of the ball. And even when they got up a shot, a lot of them were questionable shots. They shot the 3rd most threes in the league, but were in the bottom half of the league in percentage.
And the Lakers making a change here. McGee's checked in. Green kicks to Cook. Davis.
That's foul number 2 on him. It might not warrant sitting him entirely, but you know, another one before halftime, they could be in some trouble.
Off the inbound pass. The shot, no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. And going back to the Lakers' offensive troubles last season, the worst free throw percentage, Steve, in the NBA.
And obviously that's attributed directly to Dwight Howard, because the Lakers also led the league in free throw attempts. So Howard was getting hacked. He really couldn't get it going. He made about half his free throws for the season. And that just really carried over into the team's performance.
Now, here is Irving after the miss from Green. Green against Irving. Kupchis, 6 on the shot clock. Let's hit 5 from 18. And it's Irving missing.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
Yeah, and he's a bomber. I mean, that's what I love about him. He's as good a three-point shooter as you'll see. And of course, has the green light to let it fly anytime he wants.
And I've also got to say, Steve, that I really like how he's able to adapt defensively to really whatever the situation is. There are a number of ways he can come at you at that end of the floor.
Here is Cook after the made shot from Allen. Here's Davis. Here's Cook. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. The Lakers have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight. And he makes the first.
Well, you know, it's still exciting to come here to the Barclays Center, this beautiful new arena, and you really like the fact that it's built to showcase basketball. Terrific sight lines, everything the fans could ask for.
You talk about the allure of the new arena, Steve. Even when teams are staying in the same city so often, a push is there for a new arena.
Yeah, that's the reality of the business. It's all about entertainment. It's about being cool. It's about kind of the brand, and I think that's where Brooklyn really made that huge jump last year. It was just the uniforms and the arena and the fan base and being in Brooklyn. It all came together, and now it feels like a world-class organization.
Here is Cook. Gets it to go.
You know, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
Back to Harris. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Here's Jordan. Can't hit from in close. Here is Cook. He's got 6. Outside Rondo. He dishes it to Cook. From the top of the key, he buries it. And now an 8-point Laker lead. And so that brings the first half to a close. Lakers lead by 8. We're going to step away briefly, but get you